Hello guys, within the realm of anime, particularly with shonen properties, there are archetypes to be found throughout. From the no-brains all brawn to all the assorted Dara designations, these are character personalities that make it easier for audiences to follow without deeming them as stereotypes. One of the more prominent archetypes in anime is also the Old Warrior. These figures tend to provide the mentor role for most heroes of shonen anime, or in a few cases, can even be an antagonist or a villain. This November, the latest Bleach season saw one such character enter one of the most brutal and no-holds-barred battles ever to be seen in shonen anime history. In number 10, Master Roshi from Dragon Ball. Master Roshi certainly fills more than just one anime archetype due to his nature, but he quickly filled the mentor role for a young Goku as he fought his way to the top in the original Dragon Ball series. Though Roshi witnessed Goku's rising success over time, he believed this to be a hindrance to his students' progress as a fighter, so he sought to ensure that Goku didn't win the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament by entering himself disguised. What unfolds is a legendary match between student and master in one of the more famous fights of the entire Dragon Ball series. With both Goku and Jackie Roshi as the two finalists, the result is an all-out brawl that lasts overnight. Though he may be older, he still has enough in him to knock some sense back into his pupil when required. Number 9. Joseph Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. In one of the more bizarre fights to be featured in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, a much older Joseph Joestar finds his arm infected by Nina's parasitic stand, Empress. What starts off as a comedy of errors for the plague Joseph eventually becomes a nightmare as the parasite grows to the point that it can engage in combat against Joseph. What makes Joseph's fight with Empress so engaging is that it proves once again that his strengths lie more with his wit than strength. Clued in by the Empress themselves that a stand can only be defeated by another stand, Joseph manages to outthink and defeat the stand, declaring that his way of thinking only gets better with age. Number 8. Genkai in Yu Yu Hakusho. Arguably one of the more famous aged masters, Genkai subverts what is to be expected of a powerful martial arts master in the realm of Yu Yu Hakusho. Her small stature notwithstanding, Genkai is a force to be reckoned with as she manages to humble the cocky Urameshi before the Dark Tournament. Genkai's fight against Suzuki is a prime example of how powerful she is. After witnessing Kuwabara's defeat by Suzuki, Genkai enters the ring and challenges the Master of Disguise. The result is an utter annihilation and facial rearrangement as Suzuki's bias toward the elderly blinded him to how truly powerful his opponent was without her spiritual powers. Number 7. Wilhelm van Astrea in Re-Zero. An older man driven bitter from the loss of something dear to him seeks out the white whale that caused his misfortune in the name of vengeance. The similarities with Captain Ahab from Moby Dick stop there as Re-Zero's Wilhelm van Astrea isn't willing to sacrifice his comrades for his goal of revenge. Ever since the white whale killed his wife, Therja, Wilhelm idled his time and grew older, waiting for the infamous Maybas to return. When it does, hell hath no fury than that of a grieving widower, as Wilhelm displayed Captain Levy-level strength and stamina when bringing down the colossal whale. Number 6. Sarutobi in Naruto. Naruto's only Hokage to serve in non-consecutive terms, third Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi, certainly embodied what the job required, protecting the Hidden Leaf Village. From being hailed as a god of shinobi to his sage wisdom, Sarutobi was legendary for his strength and the disciples who followed him, including the fearsome Orochimaru. When the villainous Sannin makes his return to the Hidden Leaf, Sarutobi prioritizes defeating his former pupil once and for all. It's a vicious battle that puts the older man to his absolute limits. Facing a point of no return, Sarutobi unleashes a Shinigami to consume both his and Orochimaru's souls. Number 5. Zeno Zoldyck in Hunter x Hunter. In Hunter x Hunter, Zeno, former head of the Zoldyck clan, is still a feared assassin, even in his hunched posture. All the assembled 10 Dons believed he would be more than enough to defeat Crollo Lucifer. It's a spectacle to behold in a young and talented versus old and experienced matchup. Though their fight was brief, it showcased the absolute powerhouse that Zeno could be when up against a mysterious opponent like Crollo. Throughout the fight, he analyzes what he sees and acts accordingly, only requesting backup when it comes to the finishing blow. Number 4. Bang and Bomb, One Punch Man. Though One Punch Man's Bang and Bomb may be past their prime, the brothers certainly haven't lost their touch in martial arts when it comes to defeating villains and monsters alike. When it comes to helping one another in a fight, they become a well-oiled machine of destruction despite their old age. When Bang's former pupil, Garu, begins hunting heroes to build strength and become the most feared monster, Bang takes it upon himself to bring down his wayward student. Employing the help of his older brother, Bomb, the two inflict massive damage upon the hero hunter before they are interrupted by members of the Monster Association. Number 3. Whitebeard in One Piece. Edward Newgate is the proclaimed man closest to One Piece in One Piece history for both his association with the legendary Gall D. Roger and the immense power his strength wields. But when push comes to shove, Whitebeard has no qualms about facing the enemy head-on, as even in his death, it was shown he had no scars on his back. Whitebeard's fight against the entire Marine force and Admiral Akainu is the stuff of legend. He takes them nearly all on single-handedly and may have killed Akainu if it weren't for his debilitating health. Number 2. Netero in Hunter x Hunter. Chairman of the Hunter Association Isaac Netero may appear like a goofy older man, but once he swaps his robes for gym attire, it's time for business. With the threat of the world at stake, Netero is deemed the only one capable of taking on the Chimera Ants leader, Meruem, who has proven to easily be the most powerful character in Hunter x Hunter. What makes their battle legendary is not only the fight itself, but how the narrative seems to blur the lines between who is the more monstrous or human between the two opponents. This especially rings true when Netero frightens the king when he activates the nuclear device in his heart, thus ensuring mutually assured destruction. Number 1. Genryusai Yamamoto and Bleach. This is a rematch that was literally 1,000 years in the making and a fight that lives up to the hype when finally animated after 13 years in between seasons. Bleach proved once again that it may be the better of the big three in showcasing what may easily have been the best anime fight of 2022, if not ever. Genryusai Yamamoto, leader of the Godai the 13th of may appear gentle in his older age, but he is anything but. A harsh instructor and fierce leader, Yamamoto is willing to do anything to preserve the safety of the Soul Society. When Awatch invades the Soul Society, Yamamoto brings it upon himself to finish what he started 1,000 years ago and unleashes his Bankai in one of the most crowd-pleasing moments in anime history.